What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, hit that subscribe button underneath. Hit that like button as well. Stay tuned to the end of the video and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the upgrades we've been doing to this 2024 Kawasaki Ninja 500. So today got some new levers, some adjustable shorter levers for these, as well as some new grips to go along with it. These aren't bad. They're just they're hard and stiff. So got some little squishier ones. You can feel the vibration kind of going down the road with these quite well. And if you're on a long journey, your hand starts to get a little tired and numb and all that good stuff. So we're going to change out the grips and see if we can't help with that. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get to the video. All right, so these are the levers that I picked up off of Amazon, but yeah, you can see the adjustability here, 1 through 6. So it's got some pretty good adjustment for both the levers here, brake and the clutch. And here are the grips that I picked up also off Amazon. I think they were both like $20, $30 a piece. So we'll kind of see what kind of quality they are and how well they work, because they are on the cheaper side. On Amazon, sorry, but yeah, I wanted to give them a shot and kind of see what they were all about. So let's get them, let's get them tossed on. All right, guys. So we're gonna start with the brake lever, front brake lever side here. So pretty straightforward. You got a 10mm nut here at the bottom, and then you got a 10mm bolt up top. Keep in mind this bolt right here is actually threaded at the bottom. So you need to pull this nut off all the way, and then you're going to have to and then unscrew this top bolt here as well. So let's get that pulled off real quick. So yeah, that was pretty easy. So yeah, so we'll go ahead and turn around and toss this adjustable one on we got. So I would also kind of clean in here real good before you put the new one on. Make sure there's no dirt or grime or anything like that, because it is going to be metal to metal. And then you need to stick a little bit of grease on this side where the little piston is for the brake, just so it's, you know, not rubbing real bad or anything. So I already had tossed the grease on there and kind of cleaned it up. I don't want to bore y'all with that, but yeah, let's toss the new one on here. Yep, so, and that's that. I mean, it's that easy. Nothing too crazy. Got quite a bit of adjustment in here, so that's gonna be nice. And so, all right, so let's move on to the other side. All right, so on to the clutch lever here. So you have a 10mm bolt down here, as well as the 10mm nut down here, 10mm bolt up top here. So you don't have much room in here, so I'm gonna put a little pressure on the nut at the bottom and get this off here. So I'll see if I can get a good angle right here. So what you're gonna have to do is take the slack out of this so the lever has as much slack as possible. And then you're going to line these up right there so that the cable slides out just like that. And then so you can flip it over. You can see the cable coming out, and then it'll... There we go. It did not want to come out for me. So yep, that's that. You can see kind of how it comes out there. So we'll again kind of get this all kind of cleaned up and such, and grease it up a little bit, and we'll get the new one put in. All right, so got everything cleaned up, re-greased. inside here and everything. Got the bolt that goes through, a little grease on it and everything. So being mindful, I don't know if you can see this all that well. This has like a little plastic, like a little retainer sort of deal on it. Make sure you don't lose that. So yeah, let's get this put back in. Alright, so that is that for this side as well. So now you just need to get all this back to where I'd suggest making kind of like marks where this originally was. You'll probably have to adjust it with being a new clutch lever, possibly. I don't know. I haven't really messed with it yet, but yeah, I'm just going to put it back to where it was. And then as far as this adjuster goes, and then pretty much go from there. And may have to mess with the adjustment on it a little more to kind of get that friction zone back like you want. But yeah, that one's in, and do wiggle a little bit. But the stock ones did as well. Obviously, it needs to wiggle a little bit because you don't want to clamp it down all the way and it not be able to move very well. But yeah, this kind of seemed a little more than normal. Maybe not, but like I said, we'll take it for a little ride and see how it feels. So yeah, let's move on to the grips. Since we're over here on this side, we'll start with the non-throttle side, which is probably going to be the easier one, and go from there. All right, so unfortunately my phone died halfway through pulling this left grip off, and I didn't realize it until I'd already done it. So I'll just give you kind of a breakdown of how I did it. So gonna get these bar ends off. They're gonna be an Allen in some way, shape, or form on the end here. So get this pulled off. And I'll give you kind of two ways to pull these off, probably the right way and, well, the way I did it. So I'd probably suggest getting some kind of like scribe or a flathead or whatever and kind of sticking it up in this end right here and spraying some kind of lubricant and kind of working it off so that you can preserve this grip in case you ever need it, later on down the road. But I took the cutout route, I guess you could say. I cut mine off. So I just kind of took a razor and I just kind of sliced down it. And it's just a lot easier. And like I said, I don't plan on using these for any reason. If the other grips don't work out very well, I'll buy some kind of different ones instead of going back to these OEM ones. Because like I said, there's a lot of vibration in these anyway, so I wouldn't want to toss these back on. But yeah, I probably wouldn't suggest cutting it off, but I did just for ease. But anyways, you'll see like there's some like glue and stuff on here. I would get some alcohol or something and clean this up really good so that you can toss the new one on. So we'll go ahead and do that, clean it up real good, and go ahead and get the new one, and we'll start getting that one put on. All right, so got the two new grips here. Definitely be mindful that, I don't know if you can kind of really tell, but one size is bigger than the other. Obviously, one's going to be the throttle, which is going to be this bigger one here. Is going to be for, like I said, throttle, and then this is going to be your left grip here. And so the way I'm going to do it, probably going to be a lot of alcohol inside here. Get it switched around, and on the bar itself, going to also put a bunch of alcohol on here as well so that I can slide it on real good. It's probably not, well, you might be able to slide it on without alcohol. But if you do use alcohol to put this back on, make sure you let this dry, give it a good amount of time to dry up all the alcohol on the inside here. I would probably suggest getting some grip glue, just so these don't, you don't have to worry about these possibly sliding later on down the road, but these fit pretty snug, so I'm not that worried about it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this some alcohol on here and go ahead and start getting this pushed up on here. All right, so that is that one. You'll have to fight with it a little bit if you take the alcohol approach here, but you'll probably have to fight with it if you use the grip glue as well. So yep, all right, so this one's good. It's on there. I don't see this any way, shape, or form sliding off without the grip glue. Later on down the road, if I do have an issue with it for any whatever reason, I'll toss a grip glue on here and put them back on. So let's hop over to the throttle side. All right, so pretty much same song and dance for this side. Obviously, you got to be a little more careful if you decide to kind of cut this off. You don't want to damage the actual throttle barrel, I guess you would call it, underneath here. So, and then when going on, you just got to be mindful. You don't want to be like trying to like twist it on there and then pretty much kind of like have the throttle pegged all the way out and putting a lot of pressure on the cable or anything like that and stretching anything out or anything like that. So you just got to be a little more careful with this side, but it's going to be the same process. So. All right, so we'll get all this glue and everything cleaned off here. We'll see kind of how this grip fits on the throttle. If anything, maybe possibly definitely put glue on this side because this is going to be more, I guess, worrisome or whatever about it kind of sliding than obviously the other side, because you definitely don't want the grip to slide on this little throttle tube here, because then you have a lot of big problems. So we'll get this cleaned up and get this new one on and see what it looks like. All right, so I'm not going to take every bit of this glue off because it's still a little tacky, and so maybe it'll help the new grip kind of once it maybe heats up or something like that. Maybe this will kind of form to the bottom of the grip a little bit better. As you can see, there's still a little bit here. I'll try to put it on with this glue on there. We'll see how hard it is. I may have to wipe it all off, but I'd like to leave just kind of a little bit, just kind of in the area, and like I said, maybe it'll help keep the grip on. So let's go ahead and get the new grip and try and get this one tossed on. All right, so got this grip on here as well. Everything retracts great. It's not sticking or anything like that right here. So we'll see how they are. We'll ride with these for a little while and see how I like them. If not, we'll give some other grips a try. So, all right, so I wanted to see if I could explain this. I made a slight change to these grips here. I'll try to show you what I did. So this grip and this bar end is pretty much like one whole piece, and it's bolted together right here on the inside of the grip itself. And I noticed when I was taking it for a ride, like these ends were like super flimsy. Like if I put my hand here a little bit, like it would kind of droop down a little bit. So this one's already done, and you can see how stiff that one is now. What I did, so if I can explain this, what I did was I cut the end off. Let me see if I can grab this. So it's kind of like this little rubber, and this piece kind of goes on there, and it bolts through to the inside of the grip. And so what I did was I just kind of cut the rubber off the end here to expose the original threads for the OEM bar ends, and took the OEM Allen Allen bolt that fits in here like that, and I slid the grip up a little more. So it's up here a little further. And then I made this hole bigger so it would fit. I haven't done this one yet, but so it would fit the OEM bolt. And then I kind of screwed it on there, and it kind of pushed this up a little bit and made the bar end a lot more sturdy. So yeah, I wanted to make a little note on that. I don't think it's all that necessary, but like I said, the bar ends are super flimsy. You'd notice if you put these on, they're like super flimsy at the end there. So I did it this way to try to tighten these bar ends up to alleviate that issue. All right, so got the hole drilled out a little bigger to fit the OEM bolt here. And I did, probably not necessary, but I did toss a little bit of thread locker on here. There we go. So nice and sturdy now. That's why I did that. Like I said, you might be able to get away with, you know, leaving it that way, but just kind of the way I did it, because I feel it's a little bit better there. You can see it actually kind of pulled the grip up to where there's not a whole lot of space. And the same with the other side here. So, but yeah, again, maybe not necessary, but that's just kind of the way I did it to make it nice and sturdy. So just wanted to make a note on that. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. We got these grips tossed on as well as these adjustable levers. So pretty happy with the levers. They feel pretty good. We'll get a ride in and get these dialed in, adjusted the way I need them. As far as the grips go, we'll see how those are. We'll get a couple of rides in and see how they feel. I'm not 100% on them yet, but like I said, we'll see. If you have any suggestions of some good grips that I should give a shot, definitely leave me a comment down below. Let me know what those are. If you haven't already though, guys, hit that like button. I haven't seen a whole lot of videos on what I got coming, so it'll definitely be a one of a kind. So definitely stay tuned for that one. That one's gonna be a pretty good one. And until next time, stay safe riding, guys. As always, have a great time. See you on the next one.